We've landed in the DFW Metroplex. Welcome to Fort Worth, Texas, where we're ready to run the third round of the DRL Summer Series season in 2024 at the Texas Motor Speedway. This is the Texas 500, and everything's bigger in Texas. That's why I said Texas 5 times in the intro. But what's also bigger in Texas is this race. It's going to be 51 laps around this 1.5 mile quad oval, and should be a really fun one. This is the first intermediate of the season, as after we had Coca-Cola to open it up on the big super speedway in Darlington, which is kind of just its own thing. It's technically still an intermediate, but this is that first, cookie cutter track that we've got, and we've got a few more of them in the schedule, but this is the first one, so performance here might be important. We'll have to see. And judging by the front row here, it's looking like those teammates of Skylar Taylor and Zachary Fitzwater at least have some pretty good pace in qualifying. We'll see how they do during the race, but they locked out the front row to kick things off here in Texas. So without further ado, I think we should see how those cars roll off, and we can't do that before they start the engines, so let's get them rolling. So the engines are fired, ready to go for 51 laps around the Texas Motor Speedway, and that does include, we believe, a pit stop at some point, so we'll just have to see how that plays out. But as I said, on the front row, Skylar Taylor starts from the pole in the 35, and alongside her teammate Zachary Fitzwater in the 34. Starting in the third spot, we've got Angel Gutierrez in the 31, and Drew Webb in the 26. Colin Bear and Dylan Matthews make up row number 3. From the 7th spot, defending champ Bradley Ream starts alongside Reggie Fogelman in the 8th position, and rounding out the top 10, we've got Derek McLean in the 25, who's been fast so far this season, but hasn't had the results to show for it, and Trinity Lee, who we have not seen much of in that 55 car. We'll have to see how good she can make that thing run today. Maybe she'll get a win out of it. We don't know. Coming into this one, Reggie Fogelman, starting in the 8th spot, is the only driver to have top 5s in both races to start this season, with a 3rd and a 4th. He leads by 3 points over our Darlington winner, Titan Nicholas, who starts much deeper in the field, so Reggie Fogelman could extend his points lead and get off to a Ream-like start today, who he starts by, but we'll just have to see. 51 laps at Texas will settle it for the third round of the 2024 DRL Summer Series season. The pace car pulls onto the pit lane here at Texas, and we are ready to go rolling. 2 teammates at the front in Chevy Camaros, and it's going to be Skylar Taylor leading them to the green. We are green in the Texas 500. Coming off of turn number 4, it's going to be Skylar Taylor leading the first lap from the pole, but we still got 50 more to go. Angel Gutierrez follows in close behind, just a car length off and looking to drive on that inside lane. Colin Bear from the 5th spot, Bradley Ream from the 7th spot, Derek McLean from the 9th spot. The inside lane prevailed at the start of this one, as they all run top 5, and I believe we'll see most of that today. Oh my goodness, Zachary Fitzwater way up the track. He was almost spun and is 3 wide back in here. That's Matthew Huber in the 4 right in the middle, as well as the 17. And it's a very, very sketchy back here, but they're going to settle it out. No crashes, which is a very good thing. But 2 by 2 now. Single file throughout the top 10, as it's still Taylor holding on to that lead. Gutierrez slipping wide here on lap number 3.
Gutierrez just behind, trying to close in. We have Colin Bear in the 3rd spot. These 3 just in a single file line, keeping it orderly throughout the beginning of this race. We know that the aggression will continue to ramp up as the day goes on, and we saw that in Darlington when we had that 5-10 car breakaway toward the end. They're side by side, though, farther down in the pack.
Yeah, these top 4 starting to pull away, but back at the back end of the top 10. Oh, 3 wide now. Rogel Dorn in the middle of Reggie Fogelman, and that's Drew Webb that's Matt Tuck in the 19 here. Drew Webb just behind him in the 26. Their teammates, Tuck falling back on that outside lane now, as Fogelman slides up to make way for Drew Webb and Coca-Cola winner Leonard Kochmer. breaking his way into the top 10 here early on at Texas. And here's Derek McLean, is looking for his teammate, Will Parrish, who was almost won this race last year. Oh, he's running top 5 right now, is Parrish in that 2 car before he did not pack enough fuel in it and ran out with 2 to go, and that allowed Brian Webb to take the win. Brian Webb, by the way, he was driving this 6 car last year, but also just sneaking into the top 10. Rogel Dorn getting in the wall there really hard in the 14, and that Tank Mini's electrical machine, that's going to be a big hit. And that's going to drop him way down the order, outside the top 15 now. But look at Brian Webb running in the 12th spot at the moment. We'll have to see if he can go 2 in a row here at Texas, but it's a long way to go. He's got Angel Gutierrez going for the lead right now, however, underneath Skylar Taylor, and becomes our second leader today.
First lead change, Angel Gutierrez to the point. In third place, it's the number 11. It's Bradley Ream, your defending series champion. He's closing out in this battle as well. These 3 just pulling away from Colin Bear. And that's what our top 3 is going to look like heading into lap number 8.
Yeah, Bradley Ream absolutely dropped Colin Bear there. Bear currently almost last in points. He's just a few points ahead of last. And looking to get his campaign really underway. Leonard Kochmer is also catching these guys now in the 3, trying to rebound from a tough race at Darlington. Will Parrish making the move on Colin Bear now for the 4th spot. Trying to get back to the lead here for the first time since last year at Texas, but he's got to catch Bradley Ream, who's looked really fast so far. And of course, the 2 leaders, Gutierrez and Taylor, who are going to go back at it. Taylor's looking to the inside of turn number 2, down the back straightaway on lap number 9, and Skylar Taylor back to the race lead in the number 35.
These 2 just exchanging blows now from here. As it looks like Gutierrez is going to slide way up the track. Ream's to the inside now. Lost a lot of time in 3 and 4 there. He's going to fall back to 3rd place. Here comes Will Parrish now to take that away. He's going to put him down to 4th. Leonard Kochmer looking for the new 4th position. This is changing really fast now. Gutierrez 1st to 5th in about 4 set of corners.
Yeah, that's how quickly you can be dropped here. We saw that at Darlington last week, and it outside doesn't really work much better here at Texas. Gutierrez is paying the price right now for letting them get to his inside. Colin Bear moving Gutierrez out of the top 5. Reggie Fogelman, Brian Webb, and then a battle for 10th between the 88 of Nathan Stapleton and Trinity Lee at the very back of the top 10, but they are almost a full second behind the next guy, Brian Webb, here in the 20. So a really good group early of 8 leaders. Will Parrish now going to the inside of Ream for 2nd.
This man never seems to miss at Texas. He's back running up and out in the top 5. He's going to try and hunt down the lead. Leonard Kochmer moving into the 3rd position on Bradley Ream. Colin Behrman looking behind. Not quite there yet. Kochmer down to the inside looking for 2nd. Also not quite there. But still, Will Parrish's consistency at this track, of course, before he ran out of fuel, is quite phenomenal as I jinxed him as he runs up for the wall. He's going to fall back. Kochmer into 2nd.
He slid way up the track there, got to get out of the gas, and Colin Bear, Bradley Ream are both held up behind him, holding his position, but that's going to cause these guys to separate a little bit. Skylar Taylor starting to pull away now. She's got over a half second on Leonard Kochmer. Oh, 4/10 of a second on Kochmer now. Will Parrish, Colin Bear, and Gutierrez has recovered for the 5th spot now, but he's under attack from Brian Webb. Fogelman and Ream side by side, almost making contact off of turn number 2 there. As it's already lap 13, we're about a quarter of the way through this race. Skylar Taylor still looks in control of it at the moment, but Leonard Kochmer now, highest he's been all day, looking to get his 2nd win in 3 starts.
That would be extremely scary for the rest of the field, considering the points. And yeah, it may only be the 3rd race. There's only 8 races in the season, you have to remember. Points always matter. Behrman up towards the wall doesn't hit it, but he's going to lose some time. Bear, sorry, I'm getting that mixed up with the F1 driver.
Here comes his teammate.
His teammate now.
Brian Webb, winner of the race last year here at Texas, puts Bear on that outside lane. Now here comes Fogelman, here comes Ream, and Trinity Lee has bridged the gap. The next 2 cars are the 2 Red Bull Ampol teammates of Ryan Durrani here in the 97 and Nathan Stapleton. Durrani tied for last in points. Looking to get a top 10 run here today, and really a lot of these guys need good runs, but Leonard Kochmer is definitely not one of those guys, at least that absolutely needs one, but he really wants this race when he's cut that gap in half now to Skylar Taylor in just 2 laps. And Taylor might have used up her tires a little bit too early here. We'll have to see. Kochmer, however, not making much ground up this time by, as Gutierrez is making a move behind them for third. Parrish is going to shut the door on him, and Gutierrez is going to go way up the track here with the lack of air, but here comes Leonard Kochmer now in the 3. He's caught right to the back of Skylar Taylor, looking to the inside, down the front straightaway. Lap number 17, and to the inside he goes.
Back to the point, it's going to be Leonard Kochmer. You saw him win first round. He's looking to do it third round, because why not? I mean, everything matters in this series, as we see Angel Gutierrez now moving to the third position. That also matters. Will Parrish sliding back on the outside as the rest of the field tries to chase down Leonard Kochmer.
Gutierrez not having as good of a start to the season as he did last year, where he was almost able to catch Bradley Ream at the end of it for the championship, but it was just too far of a gap that Ream pulled. And Ream pulled that gap by 3 top 5s to start the season. However, he's dropping back here. He's fallen to the 7th spot and a long ways off the back of Will Parrish now in 6th. So he's gone into a little bit of a recovery mode here. The 2 888 guys of Durrani and Stapleton are back in 8th and 9th, and now I believe, this is the 9 of Bernardo de Oliveira moving into the top 10 past Trinity Lee. We look back a little farther, Matthew Hubert. Colin Bear has slipped back to 13th now, being chased by Dylan Matthews. Then you got Matt Tuck, Mikey Fox, who comes into this race 3rd in points. Then the 23 of Titan Nicholas, your winner at Darlington last time out. The 17, David Dixon, who's also top 5 in points. Nathan Ormond, the 56 of Anthony Rodriguez. Then you find Drew Webb, who was started top 5 in this race. I'm not sure what happened to him. Rogel Dorn, who slapped the wall earlier on. Zachary Fitzwater, the outside pole sitter, and Derek McLean are all the way in the back. And especially these 3 are like way off the pace. They're 6 seconds behind Leonard Kochmer now, as McLean makes the pass. But Kochmer taking control of this one on lap number 21 now, past Skylar Taylor, and he's looking to pull a bit of a gap out, but a little bit wide there. Taylor's making some ground back up. Reggie Fogelman hoping for them to start battling soon so he can reel them in as well in that number 5, but Leonard Kochmer still trying to take control out front here in the Texas 500.
Well, I guess that proves Logan's hypothesis wrong. Taylor not using her stuff up quite just yet. I think it might just be the race lead that's the curse here, or anywhere. It seems that our race leaders always seem to get closed in on and passed, but you need to be in first to win, and that's what they're all trying to do.
Yeah, Kochmer doing a good job of that. Behind him, though, Brian Webb almost sliding Fogelman right up into the wall there, looking for 3rd now. And Webb's clearly got a fire under him. He wants to defend his race win here. Taylor looking for the inside for the lead, trying to take the example that Brian Webb set behind her. Fogelman's looking to counterattack on the inside into turn number 1. He's going to do so successfully. Will Parrish might get a bit of an advantage here as well. Gutierrez. Bradley Ream is being caught by Durrani now in the 97, but they're not going to be close enough to get Brian Webb on that outside lane. Kochmer's starting to pull a bit of a gap back on Taylor. They're playing this give-and-take game here, almost halfway through this one, 24 laps in. Kochmer still 0.2 of a second, but it comes and it goes. We'll just have to see if Taylor can time her run right and get back around for the lead before maybe any potential pit stops might happen. We'll just have to see. Now the Red Bull teammates, Durrani and Stapleton going at it. Stapleton to the inside. They both got around Bradley Ream, but Ream's going to have a chance to come back at Durrani here. Durrani was really wide off that corner. Getting the push from Trinity Lee. And Matthew Hubert back here in the 4, having his best run of the season so far, trying to sneak into the top 10. As Durrani is going to fall right out of it. Ream, however, slid too far up the track. Here comes Trinity Lee now in the 55. Hubert could make it 3 wide here. Coming to halfway here in the Texas 500, but he chooses not to. As up ahead of them, Will Parrish going a bit wide in the 4th spot. Brian Webb might get back around him and try and get back to Reggie Fogelman, who almost walled earlier in a close one, but still no incident so far. Caution free, and I hope we get to see a natural end to this race because Kochmer and Taylor are still really close to each other, and this is anyone's game yet in the top, I'd say top 8 for sure.
I would completely agree with that, and if we do have pit massive crapshoot because we know that you hope to get as much before pitting, and then it's kind of just pray from there on. As Kochner continues to race over still single file. Ricky Fogelman still in third.
That's a good point. Fogelman looking to really get a jump on the points now, as Kochmer is the next closest guy in fourth in points. Titan Nicholas is way in the back somewhere. I'm not having a good day. He's back in 18th right now. And he's the one that's 3 points back of the 5 of Fogelman here. So a good start to the season for Fogelman if this race doesn't go dry for him. And like you said, the exact same recipe Bradley Ream had last year. But speaking of Bradley Ream, we saw him top 5 earlier in this race. He is way back now in the 15th spot. A poor end of his run going here, or middle of his run for sure going. He's back behind Matt Tuck here in the 19. But back up front, Kochmer has gotten caught by Taylor, and Taylor's got to the inside. Skylar Taylor looking to take the race lead back away from Leonard Kochmer, the pole sitter. Back to the point here at Texas. If Kochmer can not hold that outside, but he does in the 3. You can tell these tires are wearing. And here comes Fogelman now.
Fogelman wanted to see 2 cars battling from his back-to-back bumper of Skylar Taylor. Looking to make a move to the inside.
Brian Webb.
Brian Webb pulling out of nowhere. He's to the inside of Kochmer for third. Going for second.
But throw all 4 of these guys under a blanket now. They're all within a half second. Taylor with the advantage at the moment over now Fogelman, Brian Webb, and then Leonard Kochmer's back to the 4th spot as they have ditched Will Parrish, who's back in 5th, almost a second behind these 4. Then Stapleton, they're trying to make a run at him, but with these 4 leaders single file again with 20 to go, just have to see. I thought they were slowing down for caution. I can tell they're slowing down as these tires wear out, but here comes Fogelman now, sliding through 3 and 4. Take the lead for the first time today, your points leader to the point. But Brian Webb looking to make that really short-lived as he goes to the lead, trying to defend and go 2 in a row at Texas. Kochmer's back to the inside as well as these 4 are all cycling through. And really close call from Taylor there, sliding up the track, and Will Parrish now looking to start to catch back up as Kochmer goes for the lead.
Just like Darlington, we have a small group of leaders pulling away from the main pack. It's kind of like the Tour de France, to be honest, as Kochmer goes from
big contact. Webb is around in the grass. He's going to slide back up in the field. Big hit for Parrish, and they wallop the wall. Big accident here at Texas. More involved back at the top 10. Colin Bear is being dumped by Dylan Matthews into the wrecked car of Gutierrez, and more carnage behind them as they slow down. That's Derek McLean, Anthony Rodriguez. I believe that's Nathan Ormond in the 99. Terrible wreck here at Texas. Kochmer gets away, the only one that gets away unscathed. Let's see, Reggie Fogelman's got a little bit of damage on his hood there. Nathan Stapleton managed to jump through that to 3rd. Skylar Taylor 2nd, Kochmer 1st, but a massive wreck here at Texas that started with that slide up off the corner, and Brian Webb is absolutely destroyed in that 20. I think he already retired the car. No, there he is on the pit lane. And there's Will Parrish, who's probably in even worse condition. That is a terrible, terrible hit. Multiple terrible hits in the elbow in the wall there on the front straightaway. Well, these guys aren't pitting, so we'll go and take a look at that. Alright, coming off of turn number 4 here, Skylar Taylor slides up and just gets into the left rear quarter panel of Brian Webb, last year's Texas race winner, and they are going to go sliding into the infield grass under the first dogleg. Webb gets turned around in front of Taylor, who is just driving straight through the glass here. And you can see Reggie Fogelman up there on the outside. The points leader is just going to miss the spinning car of Webb, but Will Parrish is going to hit him almost hood to hood, and they're both going to wallop the wall here on the outside of the front straightaway. And then Angel Gutierrez absolutely nowhere to go in the 31. And then behind them, Matthew Hubert, Colin Bear sliding into the wall, trying to avoid it as well. Ryan Durrani back here in the 97 as well. But Brian Webb, Will Parrish, you can see their engines immediately expired. And their cars are completely torn up. Caution came out right away. And then going into turn number 1, Colin Bear gets spun by Dylan Matthews. As they continue to try to avoid the accident, they come together. And Angel Gutierrez is sitting on the apron in the way of Colin Bear, and they're going to both take a hit, destroying the front end of Gutierrez's car even further, as well as ending the 18's day. Some more contact back in here as they stacked up. But multiple incidents is going on in here, and then the big crash of all the guys slowing down for caution. You see Derek McLean, Rogel Dorn, Anthony Rodriguez, Zachary Fitzwater's all back here with damage from trying to slow down for the caution. It was just a chain reaction. No one had anywhere to go. Nathan Ormond in the 99 sitting down on the apron as well. This will just about end his day. So basically 3 different incidents going on here at Texas. We'll take another look at that in real time. Alright, here's the look at full speed. Skylar Taylor's going to get into Brian Webb. He's going to go spinning back up onto the track. Will Parrish has nowhere to go, and just take a look at how big that hit is. Both cars go spinning around in the infield, and you see Dylan Matthews getting to Colin Bear. They get into Gutierrez on the apron, and everyone else crashes trying to avoid it while slowing down. You see Dorn, David Dixon there in the 17, Nathan Ormond getting the brunt of it along with Derek McLean. And that is going to bring out the first caution today for a multitude of reasons here. Leonard Kochmer, Daytona winner, was leading at the yellow. We'll have to see what he does on the restart here at Texas. Welcome back to the Texas Motor Speedway. There are about 15 laps to go here in the Texas 500. We're coming back from that horrific accident with Will Parrish and Brian Webb. And many others were collected in that one. See, Anthony Rodriguez is a lap down. Derek McLean has the hood off on his car as well. And there will be a couple more slow guys back here, we think. Well, hope not. I hope that they don't affect the leaders too much. But another rough go at it for Will Parrish here at Texas. He'll be last in this one after being so close. He's running so well these last 2 years, and it's not going to happen. Not going to happen for Brian Webb going 2 in a row either after that big hit for those two to the elbow of the wall on that front straightaway. But Leonard Kochmer still has a shot to go 2 out of 3 here in the DRL Summer Series. He leads ahead of Skylar Taylor, the pole sitter. These two have been battling at it for the last at least 20 laps. Then Nathan Stapleton finds himself in the 3rd spot, last year's Watkins Glen winner. Reggie Fogelman, points leader, looking for his 3rd straight top 5. And Matthew Hubert has jumped into 5th. Coming to the restart here, lap 38 of 51. It'll be 14 to go in the Texas 500 for Leonard Kochmer. If he can get a good jump on this restart and ensure that he still has a shot at the win, we'll just have to see. The gears are turning up and the revs are going, and we're green flag here at Texas. And good jump for Leonard Kochmer there, not so good for Skylar Taylor. Nathan Stapleton jumps down to the inside. Reggie Fogelman, Matthew Hubert looking to pounce as well. But I think Taylor should be able to get back to the inside here. She definitely needs to save her race, but she's not going to be able to. Fogelman to the inside for 3rd now as she's way up in the gray. Skylar Taylor losing a lot of time and a lot of grip up in turns 3 and 4 as Leonard Kochmer has pulled a huge gap out to Nathan Stapleton. 3 wide in the back of the field. Matt Tuck, Drew Webb, and Colin Bear back here. They're going to figure that out behind Dylan Matthews. You can see has a buckle in her hood. And I'm just taking a look. Who's off the pace? No one is really off the pace here. Rodriguez is keeping a decent run going. David Dixon back here. So that's good to see. They will not be any lapped cars in a big effect of this race, except maybe Colin Bear is running slower than everyone else, I believe, in that 18. But I don't think it's quite slow enough to be a problem. Leonard Kochmer certainly doesn't want to see that, as Stapleton is starting to catch him for 3rd spot now. Matthew Hubert to the inside of Reggie Fogelman. And here comes Taylor back to the inside, looking to break into the top 5 on the 97 of Durrani. Taylor now looking to the inside of Fogelman as Fogelman starts to drop back losing valuable points and valuable time, but it's going to be top two starting to run away with it. Kochmer and Stapleton. Stapleton's got a run on him here. Not going to take it into turn number 3, though. Kochmer holds on for one more lap. 10 to go this time by in the Texas 500.
This caution really, though, has brought Nathan Stapleton into this battle. You get to see his true pace on track as Hubert tries to run these two down, but only 10 laps, 15 miles here at Texas. Trying to get this one done. Kochmer over Stapleton over Hubert.
And Stapleton still not making his move. He's losing a bit of time to Kochmer again as the number 3 continues to click off the laps here quickly towards the finish. It's now Trinity Lee who finds herself in the 4th position here at Texas. It's side by side behind them between the 23 of Titan Nicholas and the 8 of Mikey Fox. They have passed Reggie Fogelman. Titan Nicholas would be the points leader the way they run right now because Fogelman has lost 3 spots to him. But he's desperately trying to claw that gap back to the inside of Bradley Ream here. This is all still inside the top 10. A bunch of guys we have not seen in here because of that massive accident. But it is still Kochmer Stapleton up front, 0.2 of a second between them. As more smoke and another caution. Is, I believe, the 99 and Nathan Ormond who's gone around at some point here, and we will have a very short shootout to end this one here at Texas. I don't think it'll quite be one lap like Coca-Cola, but it will certainly be very close as a rough go at it for the 99 and Nathan Ormond once again. His rough start to the season continues here in the Summer Series. Leonard Kochmer, I don't know if I'd be relieved or very stressed out to see this caution come out because it was really a runaway between him and Stapleton, but now he's got a chance to click off more laps and get even closer to his 2nd win of the season. Another incident coming out of turn number 4 here. This time Nathan Ormond is going to get up into the 34 of Zachary Fitzwater, and Derek McLean's going to come up behind him with nowhere to go. And Ormond's going to be sent down to the inside grass, very similar to how Brian Webb was earlier on in this one, just a few laps to go. And McLean's going to send Ormond spinning up across the track here. However, he gets hit again, and this keeps the 99 down in the infield grass as the wheels lock up and Ormond is a passenger at this point. McLean is able to get back on the track without hitting anyone, and Ormond sliding back right in front of the 25 that spun him in the first place, takes a hit to the outside wall, right rear first, and is sent spinning around in the front straight. However, this time, everyone is able to avoid the 99, but just a really bad day for Ormond, involved in both accidents. We'll take another look at this in real time. Alright, one more time, welcome back to the Texas Motor Speedway here. We are getting ready to restart things for the final time, as we have reached the point of no return. It is 5 laps to go in the Texas 500 for Leonard Kochmer. After you saw Nathan Ormond get spun to bring out that last caution and set up this 4-lap shootout between Kochmer, Nathan Stapleton, Trinity Lee, who has earned her way into the top 3 here in the 3rd spot, Matthew Hubert, and Titan Nicholas round out the top 5. Nicholas, as it stands, would be, I believe, tied with Reggie Fogelman in the standings if they finish like this, but they will certainly not finish like this, so we'll just have to see how that plays out to end things. Leonard Kochmer, however, it was him and Stapleton pulling away at the time of the last caution when Ormond wrecked, but he's now 4 laps away from his 2nd win in 3 races. He won the opener at Coca-Cola. Stapleton, however, looking to get back to victory lane for the first time since Watkins Glen last year. Trinity Lee looking to do it for the first time ever, as well as Matthew Hubert. And Titan Nicholas now has a chance to go back-to-back. So, lots of different stories here in the Summer Series. We'll just have to see which one comes out on top. Pace car is down. Final time. We're going back green here at Texas. Can Leonard Kochmer hold on? Another pretty good jump off the restart for Leonard Kochmer. No big moves being made in the top 5, except here comes Nicholas to the inside of Hubert for 4th. Trinity Lee, Nathan Stapleton trying to keep tabs on Kochmer, and Nicholas trying to get up to them quickly. Here comes Skylar Taylor as well, the pole sitter, who fell back out of it to Nicholas's inside, and Taylor wants to get back to the lead if she can, but she's running out of time. 3 to go here at Texas for Leonard Kochmer. Stapleton still hasn't been able to make a run, and Trinity Lee, I don't know if she just doesn't have the pace to keep up with these guys.
May not have the pace right now, but I will say Trinity Lee was my dark horse pick at the beginning of the race. It's nice to see that. But I've seen her pace throughout this entire race, and she's just been consistently top 10, trying to run these guys in right now. It's Kochmer out front, Stapleton looking to the inside, not quite there. We're coming to 2 laps to go.
Stapleton trying to get some clean air on that grill, running a little bit of a lower line. Can he get to the inside of Kochmer? No. The 3 is still able to keep the door shut, but he's sliding up the track. Stapleton is really low, trying to paint that white line. But he still can't get to the inside of the 3. And this is going to be one of his last chances here. 3 and 4. The white flag is out this time by for Leonard Kochmer.
Lee's falling off the back. It's going to be these 2. It's going to be Kochmer, Stapleton. These 2 going to go at it. One more time. The white flag is in the air. Will he make a move into 1? No, he keeps it behind. Kochmer defends to the inside.
It's going to take Kochmer sliding up the track and Stapleton getting a big run, which is the opposite of what's happening. He's losing time. Trinity Lee is coming to his inside now. Stapleton lost time off the corner. He tries to send it into 3, but it's not even going to be close for Leonard Kochmer, who's going to take his 2nd win of the season in just a 3rd race. Kochmer wins the Texas 500. Stapleton just ran it way too far up the track in turn number 2 and relinquished any chance he had of winning this one, and Kochmer is so glad to see that. He held on for the last 15 laps for sure, through a caution period, multiple restarts, and Leonard Kochmer is going to take home the win here at the Texas Motor Speedway ahead of Stapleton and Trinity Lee. Then it was a gauntlet behind them. Skylar Taylor came out on top of that for the 4th spot from the pole. Good run from her, but it's still what could have been after being in contention for the lead for the first half of this race. Titan Nicholas comes home with the top 5 and what I believe will be the points lead after this one. After winning at Darlington a couple weeks ago, Reggie Fogelman fell back to 10th on the restart. Rest of the top 10, however, was Drew Webb coming back to finish 6th after a poor run. A good job to him. Ryan Durrani from last in points, he's going to take the 7th position. Matt Tuck comes home 8th. Mikey Fox comes home 9th with another top 10. It's been quietly consistent this season. And he'll stay top 5 in points for sure. And Reggie Fogelman, who may just lose the points lead by a tiny bit, but he's still going to be right in it going into the next race at Iowa. He rounds out the top 10, as you saw from that big crash that brought out the first caution of the day. Gutierrez, Dorn, Webb, and Will Parrish all ended up not finishing the race. Anthony Rodriguez was a lap down. Colin Bear was off the pace at the end of it. But what's a rough day for some certainly opened up a good day for others. Guys like Webb, Durrani, and Tuck. But at the end of the day, Leonard Kochmer got his way up front early on, stayed up front for the rest of the race, was able to fend off everyone in the valiant last effort from Nathan Stapleton to end up winning this one. And so that will do it here from the Texas Motor Speedway. Andrew and I will see you next time from the Iowa Speedway for round number 4, halfway to the DRL Summer Series season next time. Thank you for watching the Texas 500 with us. It's been a pleasure, and now down to the points.